No. Meet up somewhere in the middle. And this fitment. Now this is beautiful. I am so excited because I am obsessed with suspension. And I, a couple years ago, got the Detroit Speed sway bars and end links on the front and rear of my Camaro. And before that, I did have Petter's coilovers, which in the previous video, I did just install my KW Club Sport 2 coilovers. So along with my new set of coilovers, I will be installing the Detroit Speed lower control arms, trailing arms, and camber plates. There are a lot of pros to having Detroit Speed suspension over the stock components. So with these lower control arms right here, other than being absolutely gorgeous when you pull off your wheel or look underneath the car, they are made with a stronger steel rather than your stock stamped steel. These do have high durometer polyurethane bushings in here, which does replace your stock weak soft bushings in your vehicle, which I was worried because I have 95,000 miles on my car and it's just riding, you know, worse and worse over time. So I'm sure my bushings are going out. So I'm excited to get this whole part. So instead of just installing new bushings, I can install the entire unit, making everything stronger. And to get all of these things together, yes, it is lighter than your car, so weight loss is always great on a vehicle. To be faster, you want to have less weight. So if you want to keep eating cheeseburgers, just get better suspension. So it does have improved handling, performance, and traction. So if you guys do have problems with wheel hop, a lot of people talk about how bushings and better suspension components will help with this. I also did get the camber plates, which I didn't fully open them up yet, from Detroit Speed. This way I will be able to adjust my brand new coilovers and add some more camber. So this is perfect for if you're doing a lot of track use and you just drive it like normal and just want to pop the wheels like that a little bit. So camber always looks good on cars. To make it even easier on everybody to install these components, Detroit Speed did include lots of instructions, which is super rare for aftermarket parts. I swear I'm always trying to figure out exactly what to do. So this way they give you a step-by-step process on how to properly install everything. So it'll be easy. The only part I'm worried about is getting the bolts loose, since that's always the hardest part for me. But anyways, let's get this car jacked up, and I'm excited to see how well this car gets improved handling wise. It is the next day. I took apart the whole front suspension to do the camber plates on the front. Now I have the rear suspension in the back. I have the lower control arms and the trailing arms for the rear. So in order to do this, we do have to take the rear wheels off, jack up the car. So let's get going on that and put the new coilovers in along with the new Detroit Speed suspension components. Now these race ramps that I just pulled the car on are the best things ever because my car is very low already, and it definitely helps when I lower the car just to make sure everything's okay, especially with changing out the suspension. It definitely helps a ton with keeping the car up. They're the very small race ramps. They're only meant to help you jack up the car. For my lug nuts, I do have the Gorilla lug nuts. They're locking lug nuts, so I do have to use the key on every single one, and I plug it into my adapter. Videoing.
Oh, it is not? I think they're always wrong.
Jeez, it's not off the freaking... Is it all safe? Oh, is my front lip gonna touch? Is it too much of the angle? That's what scares me. All right, they're off the ground. Jack stands. Oh, this. I'm the master of slow.
Just ask him what do we want from Chick-fil-A.
I'll just do nuggets to make it easy.
Okay.
Nuggets, fries, sweet tea, Chick-fil-A sauce. Whew. Plenty of tread. Yep, don't need new tires. Do a video on ceramic coating all my wheels.
You have the ceramic coated then?
I did a long time ago, but I got new stuff.
Yep.
I have to get everything clean. So you can see everything clearly on camera. And my car looks like more like a show car rather than I actually drive it. So we just found out that this anti-roll bar or sway bar, I don't know why, but it got adjusted and it is on top of my axle. And if you can see, this metal of part of the axle has been shaved down from this, so that's not good. And these bolts are slightly shaved down. So we gotta figure out a way to adjust that guy away. Thankfully, they are Detroit Speed anti-roll bars and they are adjustable, so we should be able to fix that in no time. But I know when I installed that was not originally an issue, so I assume that happened when the rotor and everything smacked on the ground. But for the coilovers in the rear, it is connected to the lower control arm, so I wasn't able to jack up the car by the lower control arm. So I used the jack and jacked it up on the diff. And then I put the jack stands right there on part of the chassis on both sides. And then I left the jack right there in the middle just in case one of these fail. The method to our madness for the coilovers is first we have to release it from the lower control arm and take off those bolts. And then you have, I believe it's 4 bolts on the top side of the coilover. And then from there, this whole thing should pop out after we release the lower control arm. There's 2 bolts back there. Same process as the front. 2 up here. Then we have the trailing arms, which is this bottom guy. And it's all just bolts on both ends. And we don't have to replace any bushings, so it makes our life a lot easier. We got this bolt out on the bottom of the coilover, and then we undid the end link bolt underneath here, and we while holding the top bolt of the end link up here. Oh my gosh! Yay! Good.
Keep going.
You got this. It's not stopping! I know, this kept
Is it
popping
off?
off. No. You want to trade me? I don't like this. Good job, Mia. Is that your first time using power tools? No, I'm actually really good with power tools, just not this. Oh, I know, it's pretty intense. Perfect! Oh god. You remove my whole body every time.
I know, I see it.
Yeah.
It's gonna take forever. We're gonna be here for 20 minutes. You pull it out now?
Yeah. Nasty. Sick! We got those. Now we have those. Cleaning it up. That's good. Looks beautiful. This one even holding it. Yeah, what the freaking fuck?
Okay, sweet. So now we're gonna have to start holding the others. Actually, honestly,
Jesus Christ.
unless
This is a workout. So the thing is with these is that the bolts go all the way through the control arm, all the way through the other side, and the nut on the other side is what is holding the bolt. So you have to hold the nut still and crank out the bolt all the way through. Much easier with 2 people. But I got this one because my legs are stronger than my arms, so hey. So the reason we're doing this with hand tools is because there is definitely not enough room for the impact gun to fit whatsoever. And my exhaust is in the way for the socket being too long. So we are hand cranking this because my exhaust is massive. Okay. Yay! And wherever that washer went. Lower control arm officially off.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this whole thing's moving now. Out this beginning. Oh god. Goodbye. Okay. I think we're good. Yay! Woo! So I don't lose the bolts. I always put the bolts back where I got them from, because we have a problem with losing bolts. Oh my god.
Okay, try resetting that.
Trailing arms.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Woo! Well, that's probably plenty because that's 30 plus 120 degrees ago. These are the stock bolts that go on the very inside of your lower control arm, and they are eccentric, which they use for aligning your vehicle. And since the new lower control arms from Detroit Speed are adjustable, they basically already, it has a different alignment system. So what we want to do is just to get this bolt out of this washer, which is not circular, which is why they call it eccentric. So I got this big guy. I'm gonna put it on top of this. I'm gonna hammer it with all my might to see if we can break these little, I think they're like really tiny weld marks, but we gotta pop through a little bit of steel just to get the washer off. So come at me, haters. Woo! Just like that. And you can see, oh my gosh, this reminds me of ceramics, how you have to score the inside of the clay to make it stick to the other clay. I guess they use the same concept. So now we have a separate bolt and washer that used to be together, and we can get rid of this washer and use this bolt with the washers that Detroit Speed included in their kit. Woo! That was fun. That was probably my family's favorite part. Okay, now the same thing, but with the added washers they gave us, we have to make it get through those little score marks. So, since the socket is too tiny, we're gonna try to DP this washer.
Looks beautiful.
I was gonna try meat ass.
Oh God. Jeez. Oh, it compresses the spring. I've seen the spring, but not moving the metal. When I'm tightening down right now, there's these bolts. There's 4 of them on the top side of the coilover, and I can only reach 3 with this tool, and I am torquing them down to 40 foot-pounds. And then there's one that I can't reach, so I'm going to tighten that up by hand to the best of my ability to 40 foot-pounds and pray. But it doesn't really matter because the load is going on this one bolt anyways, so 75% is still passing. Okay, last but not least, we have the end link, and this is 4 parts. Take this piece off to stick it underneath. This is the top part. I guess over time it kind of got stuck in the sway bar, so I know that's the top part because of the shape. Then this goes underneath, right into the hole. Plastic piece, meet up somewhere in the middle. Send the bolt all the way through the plastic and into the sway bar. This edge of the sway bar here, you can see was rubbing away at the little metal piece of the axle and the top of these little bolts. So not anything too bad. But to fix this, we added 3 little washers that I found in the garage, 2 rubber ones and 1 metal one, just to lift the sway bar just enough to clear that. So it has ever so slightly enough room now. Woo! Pizza, pizza. Last night was so good.
That and get to work first this time.
Oh. Oh my God. All right, well, that concludes all of these suspension components getting installed on the car. And it looks very similar from the outside. Like, that's the fitment with just plugging in basically all the suspension in the rear. So now I gotta make sure to go get it aligned this week. It's not good to drive the car without it being aligned, but I'm mostly excited to see how this car feels. This should be a world of difference. Well, that suspension was not settled. And let me show you guys how slammed my Camaro is. I'll show you the not as slammed side first. Oh, dumped. And just wait for this side. Bruh. And this fitment, I can't even put, like, you can't fit anything in there. Beautiful. Oof. This car looks so amazing with it being dumped like that. What? But everybody stay tuned for the next video because I'm gonna be taking this car for a drive and getting my reaction with a few people, you know, going for a ride and getting their reaction. I'm just gonna give you a quick little hint that this car handles better than I've ever experienced in any 5th gen before. I fell in love with this car again. I'm so happy to finally have this updated suspension. Thank you to Detroit Speed and KW for making amazing products. Like, dream come true for sure. This car looks amazing, handles amazing. I just want to recommend this product to literally anybody and everybody with the 5th gen Camaro and even other cars. But guys, let me know if you guys have any other questions down in the comments below. I will try my best to help you all out and answer as many as I can, since I did install this myself and it was my first time. It was a lot of work, but overall it was pretty simple. So if you guys are looking into doing any work on your car yourself, I know you can do it. I have faith in it, all of you guys. But as always, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I want to be able to do this without you guys. I love you all so much, and I hope you have an amazing day or night, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.